do, starting the year 2021, is give a little updates of some of the things I've seen in the past few weeks that I just want to share on just generally anything average. And we'll start off within the first section and then going on down into just seeing what I observed and something that you might be interested in. First part is American pop culture. So there's this video called "We Saw This Coming" by Hassan Abi, just in regards to the 2021 January 6th insurrection that has dawned on us by rioters, or as others complain or say, protests. So yeah, you can just check this out. Let's go over here. And we see this whole 20-minute video of just him
Steve and Dave use eToro to trade cryptocurrencies.
giving a response to
since the beginning of the pandemic.
Well,
I know
oh,
the media
well.
sort of gathering in online spaces of people who were very against government shutdowns, calling these.
The whole summary of the video is basically just a large complaint of, we've seen these individuals that have become rioters or extremist Trump supporting groups, and it has been the culmination of months and months of online misinformation, disinformation, to get them into the polarized category, what we would call extremists, right-winged extremists, or any permutations of that name, if you will. And again, he just stresses on the fact that, and this is definitely true, that there was months of accumulated steps to reach the January 6th, 2021 situation, and not one instance. However, that catalyst that created that instance for the January 6th, 2021 insurrection was from higher up individuals, which I will not name, but that is the case there. So that's something I just want to raise up. If you want to check that out on his other videos, they're pretty great, but they're quite liberally biased, so I just watch out for that. And then in the second video on the H3H3 podcast, we have YouTuber researcher D'Angelo Wallace just talking about some of the things he's created, what he's going to create, and then some of his comments related to the H3H3 podcast. It's quite entertaining. You should definitely check that out if you're definitely into the YouTuber community, if you will. And then thirdly, something I had the pleasure to enjoy was Cobra Kai. Binged it on Netflix quite quickly. I've avoided it actually for a few years just because I just thought it was gonna suck. And at the time when YouTube Red or YouTube Originals came out and was bombarding YouTube users with ads, it was just quite interesting for them to do that, and in consequence I just felt skeptical of all that advertising, and thus I avoided it. But now it's on Netflix and got great recommendations on the latest third season. It was pretty great. And then also, when, again, this is incorrect title, but the Karate Kid movies, I went back and was checking that out again just because of the nostalgia coming from the Cobra Kai series. But you definitely gotta check that out. It's very fun. And some things in data and machine learning, let's just go on that a little bit. Some things I've looked into in the past recently. It's not a lot, but it's just a couple of things that can help you ease into, gently go and be a little more comfortable into data and machine learning space. So recently this is just a video, very friendly, 14-minute video of Bias in Data by Sundas Khalid. She is a data scientist, a lead data scientist, I think, or a manager at Google. So you should definitely check that out. And she talks about bias in data in a lower level, simple, consumable a way to just understand that, and how we as humans programmatically incorporate bias into that, and how we can avoid it in the future as potential technologists, if you would like to be one. And then there's this tool recommendation I recommend. It's open source using Python. It's called Prefect, not Perfect, but Prefect. And what it is an orchestration ETL tool Airflow 2.0, if you will, that enables you as, say if you're like a data person, to orchestrate these data pipelines in a graph-like style format. And then say if you don't know how to code, but you do some reports depending on your job. Here's some top 20 Excel functions you should definitely know. And then I highly recommend you should check out, like, if you look up if statements, the concept of embedding state functions within functions in Excel. So it'd be like nested functions. Just like, if you look right here, that's definitely a must. What that does, it enables you between two different tabs or two different tabular formats just to do a reference checking based on criteria or parameters. You should like definitely check that out. And there's like a little bit more things that can help enable you to learn Excel a little bit more and help you out ease with you in your reports as well. It's just functions, but non-practice implementations of going through Excel, but you should definitely check that out. And then something I just want to raise up is, what's an average? As this is the first episode of Average Talk, what is the average? Well, there are different types of averages in math, or even in statistics, either or, neither nor. So there are there is the traditional average that you learned in school potentially, or if you're in school right now, well, you're about to learn it right now, which is called the arithmetic average, or it's just like a simple average of taking a collection of numbers, adding them all up, summing them all up, that is, dividing by the total numbers that exist of what you just calculated or added. And that is the arithmetic average. Later on, I'll probably talk about different averages, like the geometric average, or like the weighted average. There's not a lot, but there's a few more out there, and I'll talk about them hopefully in the future. So here's an example of that arithmetic average, or average. So we have our list of numbers, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. It's 5 of them. 5 elements within this, what we'd call the list in this case, or you can even say an array. And then that we get the total number occurrences of these numbers. So again, that was like 5. And then what we're going to do right here is get the sum of all these numbers right here from our list. And this is the sum of subscript I equals 1 to the nth number. N is our 5, and I is starting from 1. And we take the sum of all these values, x of 1, x of 2, so forth, till we get to the x of n, or x of 5. Adding them all up. Add these all up in the, it's called a numerator of a fraction, and then this is a denominator of a fraction. So we have added all these up in the numerator. We have the, remember, total number in our list, or total occurrences within the list, which is 5. That 5 is our n, that's our denominator. Taking the arithmetic average, the numerator divided by the denominator, so this is all the numerator, and that's the denominator. And then the calculation is about 5.4. It would be 5 if it was 1, 2, 8, 9, because 1 plus 9, if you think about it, is 10. 2 plus 8 is 10, so that's 20. 20 divided by 4, that would be 5 in that case, for 4 elements, right? I just ignored the 7 right now. But, bam, there you go. You know the arithmetic average again. Here's some things in regards to music you should definitely check out. So we have a rap video, or particularly a grime video with Dizzy Rascal and Ocean Wisdom. And then there's a live stream event of trap, kind of like electronic music, that happened in December by AT Aliens. So it's just a little snippet right there of the above video I just mentioned, but it slaps. And then if you're feeling just listening to house music 24/7, I recommend this UK radio station called Capital Dance with Mr. Jam, Coco, Cole, and then another DJ, I forgot her name, but she's on there as well. And then if you're like even interested in grime a little bit more, I have like an American reacts to UK rap. It's not me. And he's reacting to a Slow Tie ASAP Rocky Mazda video. ASAP Rocky has been definitely part of the grime scene, so I look up to him to raise up the pillar in the grime scene. It's really good stuff compared to like someone like Drake, where he's just a biter of the grime scene. Personal opinion. You're gonna get mad at me, but yeah, that's what I think. So here's some random things as well. If you're interested in like skincare, check out this thing by Human Race, which is created by Pharrell and a couple of other members. And what he tries to focus on is skincare and regimen that he uses and implementing it as a product for both or any gender really. To just ensure you should protect your skin, but then also be environmentally friendly about that. And if you are a person that's just interested in some resume tips, you can check out my resume tips article if you ever feel like it. I created that in the past as a hopes to help individuals as we come out of the pandemic, and from 2020, you enable yourself to be a little bit more prepared for future job opportunities. And here's the quote of the week. This is just a self-reflection of the January 6, 2021 situation, but I'll read it now. Hopefully you can reflect upon this. By Isaac Asimov, in around the 1980s, he said, "There's a cult of ignorance in the United States, and there has always been. The strain of anti-intellectualism has been a constant thread, winding its way through our political and cultural life, nurtured by a false notion that democracy means that my ignorance is just as good as your knowledge." If you've liked this video, feel free to subscribe. I'm hoping to continue on in this format where I have a mixed batch of personal things I'm interested in, as you can see above. Some of the things I focus on my day-to-day, data and machine learning, data science, and then things I'm interested in pop culture, whether it be YouTube, politics, just anything in general that sparks my curiosity. Also, if you have any recommendations on a title for this going forward, definitely happy to hear it. But until then, stay safe, and then wear a mask.